In this assignment, we'll be learning how to solve a system by substitution. Again, a system is two equations. In this case, we're going to be looking at systems where one equation is in standard form, right? A number times x plus a number times y equals a number. And one equation has a variable isolated. So you can see in this case, this y is already by itself on one side of the equal sign. In this case, again, we have one equation in standard form, and this time it's the x that's isolated on one side of the equal sign. Okay, so how do we solve this? We're going to substitute the expression that's equal to the isolated variable for that variable in the other equation. What does that look like? That looks like this y right here is equal to this expression. It's the same. That's what this equal sign means. So this y over here, which is the same as this y, that is also equal to this expression. So watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to rewrite this equation in standard form. But instead of the y, I'm going to replace this y with this expression. Why? Because this expression is equal to y. So it's okay for me to take this y and replace it with something that's equal to it. So it looks like this. Now, why did I do that? Well, now I have an equation that only has an x in it. It only has one variable. So we know how to solve that. We can just distribute, combine our like terms, and solve. So I'm going to bring down my 4x. I'm going to distribute here. Negative 5 times positive 2. Negative times positive is negative. 5 times 2 is 10. And because this is negative 5 times 2x, it's negative 10x. Next, I'm doing negative 5 times negative 7. A negative times a negative is a positive. And 5 times 7 is 35. And I'm bringing down equals 17. Now I have some like terms here. 4x and negative 10x are like terms because they both have an x. So 4 minus 10 is negative 6. This is negative 6x plus 35 equals 17. I'm looking to get x by itself, so I'm going to start by subtracting 35 from both sides of the equation. Notice I'm doing it on both sides of this equal sign. I get negative 6x equals, this is 17 minus 35. Notice I have more negatives than positives, so it's negative. And then 35 minus 17 is 18. Okay, now I still need x by itself. X is being multiplied by negative 6, so I'm going to divide by negative 6. And I get x equals negative divided by negative is positive, and 18 divided by 6 is 3. So I get my x value is 3, which is great. I have my x value, but now remember, when I have a solution to a system, it's not just an x value, it's a point, right? So I have an x value, it's 3, but what do I need to do? I need to plug the variable back in to find the other variable. Now, you can plug this x equals 3 in right here for this x and use this equation, or you can plug it in right here. I will tell you, this one is going to be way easier because the y is already by itself. So I'm just going to do 2 times 3 minus 7, right? So it's just less work. 2 times 3 is 6 minus 7. 6 minus 7 is negative 1. So I get this point, okay? Now, I could have plugged 3 in here and done 4 times 3, and then I could have gotten y by itself. I would have gotten the same answer. Like I said, this one was easier. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to really quick plug this into the other equation to check it. I'm going to say, okay, so I got 4, my x is 3, minus 5 times negative 1 equals 17, right? I'm just checking my answer right now. So that's 4 times 3 is 12, plus 5 equals 17. And that's right, 12 plus 5 does equal 17. In this equation, I have x by itself, right? Here I had y by itself, here I have x by itself. So this x is equal to this expression. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace this x with this expression. So I'm going to rewrite this equation that's in standard form, but instead of x, I'm going to write this 8 minus 2y. Okay, so I just replaced the x, that's all I did. And so I'm writing 2x plus 3y equals 12. Okay, so now, same kind of process, I'm still going to distribute. Okay, notice what I have now is an equation that only has y's in it, so I'm going to end up finding what y is first. 2 times 8 is 16. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4, and that's negative 4y. I'm going to combine my like terms. I have two terms with a y in it. This is minus y. You could write minus 1y or just minus y. Either one is okay. And now I'm going to subtract 16 from both sides. I'm trying to get y by itself. Okay. Now, to get y by itself, it's being multiplied by negative 1, so I'm going to divide by negative 1. And I get y equals 4. Okay, so I'm not done, right? Because all I have so far is just a y value. I still need to find my x value. Once again, plugging into this equation where the x is already by itself is going to be easier. Okay, so I get x equals 8 minus 2 times 4 is 8, right? So I get x equals 8 minus 8 is 0. So let's put 0 right here. And then let's just go ahead and check that really quick. I'm plugging in this other equation, 0 for x and 4 for y. That becomes 0 plus 12 equals 12, which is true. 0 plus 12 does equal 12, and we're all set. Okay? You're going to use the workspace below for the next 4 problems.